What's up, YouTube? This is Army Vet Trucker here. Figure I'd throw another video out there. This one's more for everybody, you know, new drivers out there, kind of trying to learn their ways or think about getting into trucking. I don't know the ins and outs and little tricks and stuff that I've learned as so far in my 90+ days here. I think I'm closer to like 100 days now on the road. Well, working for Warner and being on the road by myself here. So today I went ahead and I upgraded my CB radio. CB radio is a pretty funny topic on YouTube, people talking about it. Some say you don't need one nowadays, some say CB's dead. I beg to differ. I use mine daily when I'm driving. A lot of times I use it for finding out about traffic that's going on. If traffic's coming to a stop, I'll let other truckers on the other side know, you know, that's going opposite of me, if, what's going on up ahead, what's going up ahead for them, and if there's any issues or whatever, if there's cops sitting out there. And I've only been in a couple conversations just BSing on the CB, but it does happen from time to time. You know, you're out there, you're a little bored, and you hear a conversation going, jump in on it, and get to meet some cool people and stuff like that. Well, okay, so anyway, so let me get into it. So I started out trucking. I didn't have a CB at first. I was going to buy one, and my dad gave me one. He gave me one that he had for his last, you know, couple years of trucking there when he was running LTL. Yeah, he didn't have nothing fancy. It was a Cobra 25 LTD Classic, the base model Cobra before you get to like the really small ones, but just a pretty basic one right here. It's a great CB. It's a little bit on the low on the power side, and it can be upgraded and can be brought to you know, shop, and they can do some stuff to it. I've seen some pretty cool mods done to them, changing colors and the way it looks and stuff like that. But the biggest problem for me is that there's no way to really tune it to your radio. You got RF gain and squelch, and then dynamite. That's about it. It was very clear. Anytime I talk to anybody, they can hear me just fine. Never really had any complaints to the transmitting of it. It received pretty well. Not all that great. At first, I was running it off of the internal antenna built into the Ckassic Evolution. It works at first if you don't have the money to throw up front real quick to get the mounting brackets for the Cascadia to put it on the left side mirror or right side mirror, and the antenna and the clamp and all that stuff. So I rolled with that for a little bit. It did its job, you know. If I could see the truck, I could talk to them. If they could see me, they could hear me. But it didn't really like transmit really far or anything like that. Like I had to be pretty much in eyesight, not even like a couple miles down the road catching them. You know, like if you're looking like a mile or so down the road, like it was, you know, kind of pushing it for getting a good, you know, talk out there. You know, kind of underpowered. So I went ahead and I bought the mounting bracket for the truck and the antenna, and it worked pretty well. I'll do another video at some time about the mounting bracket and everything like that. It started working a lot better. I could throw it out and throw my signal out there a little bit further, but it was just a little bit, not much, mostly line of sight stuff. If I was sitting at a truck stop near the highway, I could catch them as they were coming in line with the truck stop, but then as they were going by, I couldn't hear them and start getting staticky, even with the RF gain up all the way or the squelch all the way up. You know, I could get in there and, you know, if I turned the squelch all the way down, try to let every signal in, it would it'd be really staticky no matter what I did. And if I turned it all the way up, you were only getting people that are literally sitting next to you in the truck stop. I don't really play on it too much at the truck stop. I do like to listen to what's going on. I've found out a couple times when accidents have happened, I'm getting ready to roll out and stuff like that, so it's always pretty good. Plus, another feature I wanted was the weather channel. I do drive a lot in different states on the Surge account. I've been to a lot of states now, and weather changes pretty drastically or going into it. So yeah, so I started researching. I like Cobra products. My dad's always had Cobra CBs. I remember being a kid, he had one up in the house that I could talk to him too if he was driving locally around town and he was doing freight. Yeah, so today I went ahead and I purchased the new, well, not new, I think it's been out now for a little bit, but it's pretty good, the 29LX CB digital display Cobra right there. And it's actually pretty cool. You can do some customization. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the CB radio, but I am going to put it out there that whenever you do go buy a CB radio, if you just need to start out with something easy just to start learning how to do it. The 25 LTD Ckassic is a pretty good one to start out with, pretty basic. Don't expect to be talking long distance with people, like, you know, if they're up ahead of you in traffic or whatever, but you can talk to people. It's a great one. There ain't nothing wrong with it, and you can have it. You get one, you like it, man. I really like this simple concept, man. I'm just going to have it upgraded. They can boost the power in it. They can do all kinds of stuff. They can add knobs and everything like that. It's, you know, find yourself a good CV shop and do a pretty good job. Yeah, no, so I got it hooked up here. Let's see here. I got it hooked up there, up top there. Working pretty good. I did have a couple issues with it when I first put it in. I kept getting antenna error. Like, it wasn't registering the antenna, and I thought maybe because I rock my antenna at a 45, only because I rock it with a spring, and that's just in case I get hooked on something whenever I'm doing the Dollar General stuff. You know, I just figured, but I do it at the 45 because when you're driving down the road, if you have it straight up down, the wind blows it back, and it literally sits at a 45 facing the other way. So with where I have it right now with the spring, whenever I'm rocking down the road, it sits pretty much, you know, perpendicular to the ground where you kind of want it, you know, 60, 68 miles an hour. So I was having issues with it, and I couldn't figure out. I started doing some research. There's a lot of good videos out there to help out whenever you're setting it up. Well, they're all saying, like, you know, Cobra says open it up and change this, change that, and I'm looking at it, and I'm not really too educated when it comes to the insides of the CBs, but I do know a little bit about, you know, combo stuff, but so I was looking at it, and basically I had gotten an idea that there's an internal antenna on this particular CB, and it interferes with the antenna on your truck if they're too close. Now with the Cascadia, and this not being my truck, I really don't have too many mounting options for it. I can't put it on the dash, and I don't want it on the other side of the truck where the other CB slot is, which is where I will mount the Ckassic eventually. That'd be a pretty cool video to do. I like to rock two CBs. Because as time goes on, I'm going to start getting some cool shit and stuff to add on to it and just have a really cool setup. I kind of like the CB thing. It's kind of getting old. It's an older communication, but it's still around, and it's really fun. But yeah, so I watched one video, and this guy said move your antenna as far away from your CB as you can. So on the Cascadia, you're kind of limited. It's not like having a bar mirror where you can like place all kinds of place up high, down low, all that stuff. You're kind of limited to that bracket, which I'll show you in another video. So I put it back at a 45, and I started having better luck with it, and it wasn't happening. But as I pulled on the antenna, pulled it back towards me like a little doo-doo on down the road, still having issues. So I moved it out as far as I could on the bracket, and testing this way works out pretty well. I won't know until I get back on the road. I'm on my 34-hour reset right now, so I won't know until I get back on the road and to really see if it's going to interfere. And if it does, then I'll just have to take the spring off of it and have it, you know, be permanently at that 45 away from the thing, at least until I can get myself a better antenna to get it higher up. And you know, it's not the world's most expensive antenna, but, you know, progressive stages. I really want to get one of the really high power, like 2,000 watt antenna. They can handle up to like 2,000 watt antennas, because eventually it'd be kind of cool to amplify and stuff like that. But you gotta be careful with broadcasting, you know, how much power and all that stuff. But the antenna can handle 2,000 watts, and you're only pushing 5-10 watts. You know, after I get them, because I'm gonna have this CB modded. There's some cool stuff they can do. They can boost it, put different kind of stuff into it.
There's like 5 spots over here on this side.
Alright, they're just talking, letting other drivers know that there's still parking at the truck stop. I'm at a Flying J here in Kentucky. Yeah, so that's what I got going on here right now. The cool thing about this is it comes with the mics. Now I have a spare mic and a spare CB. That's always, you know, having doubles is always a good thing. You know, you don't, if something goes down, you have a spare, you know, and that's another reason why I want to mount the other one up. So if this goes down when I'm driving down the road and come up on an accident, I got the other one to go, you know, get to and you know, use and talk to other truckers or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Takes a little bit to learn the lingo. You know, you go from talking to the military to try to talk over CB, and it's not just fluent talking, you know, because I was also in the fire department. So in the fire department was kind of like a good transition for me, because you go from the military coding and the way everything works, especially like, you know, for you military people out there know like the 9 line and call for fire and stuff like that. Like, it's very, you know, I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but it's set up, you know, very, you know, line 1, 2 here, you know, information, you know, send it out, and you wait for someone to come back. So then the fire department, they had what they called free talk. So it was more fluent for people that didn't have to study and learn all the coding and stuff like that. So they made it to where you pretty much just say what's going on with a little bit of, you know, certain talk behind it. You know, doing that with the fire department, and then now getting on the CB, you start to learn the lingo. It's more about lingo, but really it's pretty funny because people get going on it and they get some crazy conversations going, some arguments and stuff like that. Sometimes it gets a little out of hand, and every now and then you get somebody who wants to blare music through it. You know, it gets kind of aggravating. It doesn't really, you know, it's kind of, you know, you're just trying to drive along and you ain't worry about it and stuff like that, and you turn it down and stuff. But yeah, no, this one's pretty cool. It's got a pretty cool antenna check on it that you can do. If it's something that, you know, you guys have out there and you want some more information on it, because I've been playing around with it pretty much all day on my time off here, because I rolled in here about 11 o'clock this morning after doing my reset, dropping off my trailer at the DC, and then heading over here because I had to do some laundry. Cool thing about the Surge Fleet, when I shut down for my 34, I'm not constricted to the DC. They let me venture out a little bit because I got to do laundry and stuff, because I've been out now for a little bit over 2 weeks. Almost 3 weeks now. And was running low on laundry. But yeah, so I stopped here. But yeah, no, so I mean, it's got, you know, pretty cool functions like that. You know, it's got the dynamite, got talkback, all kinds of really easy to be able to adjust your SWR and to be able to do your CAL. I forgot what that actually stands for. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm still getting new to this, getting used to everything with it. But I know how to adjust it all. I've been watching a lot of videos on that, and just from my father teaching me when I was younger, kind of bringing it all back in my mind, watching the stuff. I was on the phone with him the other day, and I was talking to him. He was like, yeah, man, if you're going to be driving over the road, invest in a good CB. He goes, it works out really good for you. So I got the newest and the best. I know there's other ones out there that are more expensive and better, but this one was a pretty good price. I think it was about $139. You can get them cheaper on Amazon for $109, but I'm never one to wait, because I'd have to order it, it could go home, and then I'd get it when I get home my next time off, which won't be until the 13th of December. And so I was like, yeah, I really want it now. My wife was like, go ahead and get it, no big deal, you know. What's the extra money going to save you, you know? But so I went ahead and picked it up, gave me something to do on my time off, and pretty fun. You can change the back lighting on it and stuff like that, different colors. I got it at green right now. I kind of like green, reminds me of the military, but you can do red and all kinds of other things. The red one I probably will like too. But yeah, no, it's a great radio. It's got scan. It also has a weather alert too on it, which is something I really like, because I've been, when I was in Connecticut, running around out there in Long Island, New York, up in Mass and in upstate New York and stuff like that, the weather was so sporadic and jumping around that it can be snowing literally 3 blocks down, but raining where you're at, and then down the road be cold enough to freeze over to ice. So this has got the weather alert system on it. Now, a lot of people complain that the weather card, or the part that tries to pick up the signal for the weather, the NOAA, is a little weak, but that's something you can have upgraded. But yeah, I'm having a hard time. I can't really pick nothing up here as far as the weather goes. They'll just get static pretty much on every channel. So every channel 1, it almost wants to pick it up, but it doesn't quite. So, but they, you know, while I'm on the road, probably do a lot better. But it has that that function, that feature that I really like. So I have it set up to where it'll alert me if there's going to be drastic weather changes, or if like tornado or something like that's coming. Because I was out in Missouri running Iowa, and then, you know, south into Missouri to the west side of Missouri, back in there, right there in that tornado alley area. So you know, over there the NOAA is pretty strong with their signal, because it's an area that gets a lot of extreme weather. So it's good to have. It's a function I really like about it. I think I already said it, but it comes with a pretty nice mic on it. You know, I had to replace the mic on my other one, but so I got a spare mic, got a spare CB, going pretty good. So other than that, though, if you guys got any questions or anything, hit it up in the comment section below, and I'll get you up next time with another video, man. All right, y'all have a good day. Stay safe out there.